Ladies and gentlemen, next up on our agenda is the breakout sessions. For your information, session 1 is a panel discussion on good governance where the moderator will be none other than our MATRADE CEO, Yang Berbahagia Datuk Wan Latif Wan Musa, and panelists are notable individuals such as Mr. Huzal Mizar from Standards Malaysia, Mr. Azanuddin from SIRIM, Ms. Leong Siu Mui from SGS, and Ms. Ka'e from RBA. This session will focus on the importance of compliance, standards, and responsible code of conduct practices for long-term value creation. This session will be in Paris Room. Session 2 is a presentation by Mr. David Lucas, Associate Director of Procter & Gamble, PNG, on how to become PNG's global business partner. He will give you insights to PNG's Global Sourcing and Partner Development Program. This session will be in Dubai Room. Session 3 is another panel discussion on digital trade, the enabler of new market opportunities. Here, you will learn important tips from successful e-trade exporters. It will be moderated by Mr. Nur Azlan Hadi, Director of MATRADE, and the panelists are distinguished representatives such as Tuan Haji Muhammad Nordin from Koperasi Usahawan Grumbik Perlis, Ms. Amuta Subramaniam from Hearst Manufacturing, Mr. Francis Ng from Magix Industries, and Mr. Shafiq Saiful Azir from Pantone Pins. This session will be held in this hall. And lastly, for session 4, is a presentation on a smart tax incentive scheme for strategic export advantage by Ms. Tham Lee Jun, Ms. Wong Poh Keng, and Mr. Nicholas Lee, all from Deloitte, Malaysia. They will share with you on how Malaysia stacks up in creating fiscal opportunities for the global supply chain. This session will be in Miami Room. Should you need any assistance in finding your way to these rooms, please do not hesitate to approach any of my colleagues with the red scarf or red tie, or you can just ask me, I'm here. Lastly, we would appreciate if you could fill up a survey by scanning this QR code. It's a very simple survey of 20 questions. The QR code, please. Your feedback, ladies and gentlemen, is valuable for us to know your readiness for sustainability in business. And lastly, on behalf of MATRADE, thank you very much for your participation in this National Export Day 2019. We hope that you will find the breakout sessions we have for you to be fruitful and engaging. Don't forget to also visit our info booths outside and approach our former TCs if you have any burning questions about their respective markets. Have a pleasant evening, ladies and gentlemen, and we hope to see you again in the future. Thank you. Okay.
Assalamualaikum. Salam sejahtera and a very good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Raisa and I will be your MC for this breakout session. So welcome to today's breakout session entitled Digital Trade, the Enabler of New Market Opportunities, Learning from Successful E-Trade Exporters. To ensure that our session today runs smoothly, we kindly request all guests to set your mobile phone to silent mode. Appreciate if all of you from the back can fill in the empty seats in the front row. The session today is a breakout session which our distinguished moderator and panelists will share their valuable insights to all of you. Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, I would like to welcome our moderator to the stage, Yang Berusaha Encik Nur Azlan Hadi Abdul Kadir, Director of Transformation and Digital Trade Division of MATRADE. A brief background of Encik Hadi. Before this, he led the South Asia unit, which oversees trade promotional activities in countries such as India, Pakistan, Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, Maldives, Nepal, Afghanistan, and Bhutan. Prior to his current post, he was instrumental in establishing MATRADE's office in Mumbai, India. As a trade commissioner in Mumbai, he promoted Malaysia's export and cross-border investment to India and countries under his areas of coverage. Before being appointed as the trade commissioner in Mumbai, he served at the Consulate General of Malaysia in Dubai as acting consul general and trade commissioner responsible for advancing Malaysia's trade with UAE, Bahrain, Iran, Iraq, Kuwait, Oman, and Qatar. Next, I would like to introduce our first panelist to the stage, Tuan Haji Muhammad Nordin Jafri, CEO of Cookbase Sdn Bhd. A brief background. Tuan Haji Muhammad Nordin, he has more than 18 years experience in construction industry and more than 13 years in business marketing and entrepreneur development. For our second panelist, please welcome to the stage Ms. Amuta Subramaniam, Managing Director of Hearst Manufacturing Sdn Bhd. Okay, she's a Managing Director of Verlis Global Resources Sdn Bhd as well. She has 18 years of experience in various industries, which include oil and gas, manufacturing, hospitality, transport, and food and beverage industry. She's also actively engaged in knowledge sharing through awareness program, specifically for women entrepreneurs keen to enter global markets via an online platform. Our third speaker, Mr. Francis Ng, Mr. Francis Ng. He's the co-founder and managing director of Magix Industries Sdn Bhd. He obtained his postgraduate diploma in marketing from Chartered Institute of Marketing, United Kingdom. He has more than 22 years of experience in the printing and paper business. Magix is a manufacturer of computer forms and thermal paper rolls in Malaysia. The company is currently exporting in Brunei, Mauritius, Nigeria, Papua New Guinea, Puerto Rico, Qatar, Saudi Arabia, Singapore, the UAE, and the USA. The company's first export through e-commerce under MATRADE's e-trade program in 2017, where the company managed to increase its sales by 117.5%. And lastly, our fourth panelist is Mr. Shafiq Saiful Aznir. He's a co-founder of Pantun Pins. Also, he's a co-founder of multiple startups such as Pantun Pins Against Lab and Copy Tertiary. He holds a Bachelor of Arts in International Studies and Politics from the University of Melbourne. Now, I would like to pass over to Encik Hadi to moderate the breakout session. Encik Hadi, if you please.
Okay, thank you very much, Raisa. Okay, thank you so much to all of you who still stand by up until the end of the session. This is our final session for today. Feel free to come forward, yeah, because we don't have any more VVIPs. All of you are VVIPs today. Yeah. Let me start, before I give the floor to our panelists today, I just would like to share a bit about what is the purpose that we are having this session today. Basically, it's a very simple purpose. We would like to inspire all of you to consider going into the e-commerce, particularly into a cross-border e-commerce. Just show of hand, how many of you have already been into e-commerce or already into e-commerce now? Okay, not many, which is good because this is a session for you. Yeah? This is a session for you, and we're hoping that after the session that you see today, we would expect something like the aspiration that from hearing from all of them would inspire all of you to really seriously consider going into e-commerce. Yeah? And all of you would come back to MATRADE to ask us about what are the programs that we have, particularly to help all of you to go into the cross-border e-commerce. And I'm sure one of the reasons why we wanted to have this, because MATRADE, we have been promoting this cross-border e-commerce for at least for the last 4 years, since 2016, basically. But before that, we have done it on a very smaller scale. But then we launched our e-trade program under the RMK 11. But you just imagine, for us to get 2,900 companies, which is considered small, within 5 years, to me, initially, I thought it's a very small target. 2,900 companies to join us under the e-trade program. But surprisingly, you just imagine, in Malaysia, we have close to 1 million companies, right? But just to get 2,900 is such a small number, and yet still, it's not that easy, yeah? So this is one of the reasons why we think that one of the good approach for us to convince those who aspire to go into e-commerce is to invite our SMEs who have been in e-commerce for the last few years, for them to share with all of you their journey. The intention is not so much talking about how good it is to go into e-commerce, but then to share with you the reality when you go into e-commerce. So they will share with you all the good, the bad, and all sorts of challenges that have gone through, so that all of you don't have to repeat. So I think this is a very good session. Feel free to ask after the session, yeah? Because what I will do now is that I will invite all of them, each one of them, they have like 10, 12 minutes each to explain about their business journey with particular focus on e-commerce. Then after all of them have completed their presentation, then I will open the floor for question and answer. Yeah? So with that, I would like to first invite Haji Nordin, yeah, with your presentation. Thank you. You can use that, or can also?
Yes, Assalamualaikum, selamat petang. Okay, my name is Haji Muhammad Nordin bin Jafri. Okay, I'm from Kupis, Sendian Berhad, and also the director, the chairman of Koperasi Usahawan Gumblik Perlis Berhad. Okay, the first session is how we go on e-commerce. Actually, the beauty of e-commerce, I mean, in my experience is I meet my wife through internet. That started in 1990s plus. And after that, we get married. Anybody here married through online? Okay. After see me. Okay. And secondly, tomorrow is my birthday. Thank you. Okay, actually, my wife is over there also. You can ask her. Even I speak. And okay, actually, Kupis, Koperasi Gumblik Berhad, is formed in 2015, and we are active in this local market. In 2017, I was given the opportunity to go abroad, and then we did O2O from MATRADE also, SKM, Suruhanjaya Koperasi Malaysia, and also with MITI also to join the CATPO we started 2017. After that, when I came back from China, 2018, we started on e-commerce. The beauty of the e-commerce is for me because I believe that what e-commerce can give us, the benefit is that we stay in Perlis and then we can do business all over the world. Okay, and this actually we have some of our experience here, as you can see here, mudahnya export. Actually, we have success. We have a successful story when we managed to export kuih bangkit cookies, and then some of one of my junior from Koperasi also export daun ketapang, and today I'm going for daun ketapang export to UK also in a small quantity, but targeting this year, end of this year, 1 container also. And also we already export almost 7 container of baby drivers and some other product to Bangladesh. You know Bangladesh, okay? They are using these baby drivers, Hajis, branded item. And then to China, and then some to Hong Kong, Africa, and Middle East, and also to UAE. Okay, next. And we joined Alibaba in the February of 2018, and today, our second year in Alibaba, we did B2B, B2C, and M2C, most probably manufacturer to customer online. And then on the October 2018, we joined also for B2C platform like Avana, and then we managed to do some sales also for local market. That is most probably for our members in cooperative. And today, 2018, we joined another platform that is TradeIndia.com, and we are the authorized agent, just appointed as authorized agent for TradeIndia.com. And we joined another platform, GoForWorldBusiness.com. All most probably B2B platform are paid members, and we believe that we can succeed and we can scale up our business for the next 2020. Okay, next. This is what we started. This is a small scale, beginning stage of 2018, when we sent to Africa and Middle East and also to Hong Kong. Next. This is what it calls a big order from Bangladesh. What we did, actually we are a small company, not a big company. We are small players from a rural, like Perlis, is small area, but we managed to export also some product to Bangladesh in a big quantity. And also we apply for cooking oil, and we are managed to export a small quantity beginning stage, hoping that end of this year we managed to export 10 containers to Dubai. Okay, next. This is our first container. You see the color is different. Just now the green, now is coming to the red container. The first launching last year, okay. And then next. This is our achievement of doing on e-trade, whereby normally 2016, when we are doing O2O, our sales is not so good. When we joined 2018, we achieved 80K on digital platform, most probably on Alibaba. And then on end of this year, we are targeting the sales for 5 million, inshallah. Next. This is our platform. Today, we are going more on advanced levels so that we managed to combine all the platform with this communication technology-based solution, whereby we manage to communicate with the buyers online. We have our own green studio in Perlis. Okay, next. That's all, I think so. If any question after this, you can ask me. Perhaps our studio just now, we managed to talk within 48 languages. This is what I use today. Thanks.
Thank you, Haji Nordin. Okay, thank you very much. I forgot to mention to all the panelists, we have a timekeeper because we are really running out of time. The timekeeper is there, so you just look at the Nila. So, okay, please, Ms. Amuta.
Salam Sejahtera and good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Amuda Subramaniam and I'm the co-founder of this company. Next. Okay, our products are coffee, tea, fruit juice, snacks, murku, and other F&B products. And our online team is about 2 to 5 of them. Our export value as per today is about USD 40,000, which I just received it last week. And my customer is here, and my existing customer is Maldives. I will say that my first export to Maldives is through MATRADE. Okay, when I don't know anything, zero. Okay, I registered myself with MATRADE, and suddenly, after a few months, I had an inquiry from this country, and I thought maybe it's a spam, you see. So, as usual, I reluctant to reply, and then he was keep checking with me in details. So that's where I started to reply to him, and today he's one of my first customer from Maldives, and for my export. Okay, and also I'm exporting to Laos, Luang Prabang, and we're targeting our Chinese customer from Yunnan province. Okay, at the moment I'm in Alibaba.com. That was my first platform that I go in, and successfully start sending my products to like a first country that I send is Yemen. Okay, it's a war country, but anyway I still managed to send my products over there. And of course local e-commerce is like Lazada, Shopee, and lately I just explore into eBay market. Next. Okay, these are my product, all right. This is Murukku. So people might be thinking how to sell Murukku in China. Are y'all? Wow, no sound, huh? Okay. Actually, when we started with Murukku to send it over to China, even I was thinking whether can I do it or not. Okay, but I managed to receive orders last year, about 40,000 plus. All right, I sell it to them, and we pack it in a proper packaging. Okay, we make them to, because in online you can't see the product. You got to make sure they can feel the product, right? So this is our packaging, okay, and this year we promoted to China Nanning. I was just back from last exhibition from Nanning. It was a very, very good response from there, okay. So this is one of my main product, and I'm also sending it to US, okay. We received the first container order for this year from US for all my brand products, food and beverages, okay. Right, next. Okay, this is my exhibition picture, some of my pictures this year, last month. And you can see they can buy a lot of snacks, okay. They are not Malaysia people, they are foreigners. Some are from Vietnam, Cambodia, and all the countries. Next. Okay, I don't know what they write here. Okay, but what I know, they write about my durian coffee. Okay, they told me that it looks like, they drink, when they was drinking, they was telling me they drink like alcohol. I say, come on. Okay, so this is one of the feature in our Nanning exhibition. Okay, okay, this is the supermarket that already listed my product. You can see on top, the orange color box and the black color box, my tea and coffee, all right? And that is a supermarket that they're listing my product over there and selling my product over there. So all these things, this customer, I take 2 years to close the deal. Okay, it's not that immediately. If you ask me, e-commerce, is it difficult? Not difficult, but it is not easy. Okay, you still have to do your work. You have to put your photography, everything in proper for them to feel, because they are overseas, they can't see your product here, they can't touch your product, right? Okay, so this is the recent order, I got it last week, US in Massachusetts, and also selling my Murukku. Okay, I think that's all. Okay, my company has benefited, of course, from MATRADE e-trade program and MDEC. They have been very helpful for me all this while, and I learned a lot from MATRADE and MDEC. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Ms. Amuta. Okay. Yours next. Yeah.
Very good afternoon to Encik Hadi, panelists, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Francis. I am from Mekix Industries in Berhad. Okay, we are established in the year 2000. I am one of the co-founder and also the managing directors. We are doing printings of items, printing forms for the banks. If you go to CIMB or Maybanks, most probably you'll see our products for the banking slip and all that, the ATM throws and those things. Okay, we joined E-Trade only in 2017 during one of the functions in MATRADE. So we were onboarded into E-Trade program, and then I chose to join Alibaba because I believe it's one of the more comprehensive platform there is out there, and then the traffic is very high into that platform. Okay, these are my main product, the paper, receipt rolls, and the computer papers. Okay, these are the items that we export to various countries. Okay, since 2017, if you can see the graph, 2016, before we joined E-Trade, our export value is zero. No, zero, nothing. In 2017, after we joined E-Trade, after we using Alibaba, you'll see that our sales in 2017 for export only, not the domestic, is about 700,000. And last year, it was about 9.6 million just for export. And this year up to September is already about 9 million. So we expect by end of the year should be about 10 million. The country we export to, you see the main export market that we export to today, you can see USA, Saudi Arabia, UAE, and Qatar. Okay, that's the major one that we export to every month. And then other countries that we export to, which are not so regular, include New Zealand, the UK, Puerto Rico, Thailand, Brunei, Singapore, Guinea, Conakry, Nigeria, Mauritius, and country like Guinea, Conakry, I don't think anyone know where they are. They are in Africa. Even when I send them the shipping documents, they shall send them to Papua New Guinea. And then they say they cannot find the address. So when they check, then they only realize that it's Guinea, Conakry. It's a different country that is in Africa. In the time to export, we are in a very good time to do export, especially this period when the world economy, the trade wars and all that. You see, until 2017, end of 2017, actually, there's no USA in our main export market. There's not even USA. But when the trade war started, then we start to receive a lot of inquiry from USA. And then the inquiry is very big. They were asking about 2 containers, 40-footer containers, not the 20-footer containers. Then country like Qatar, when the UAE and Saudi Arabia do embargo on them, then they start to look for other countries to source their product. Last time they used to take from Saudi Arabia and UAE. So you see if we are not on E-Trade, that means we are nobody. No one will realize there's a company called Magix. But when we are on E-Trade and on Alibaba, Alibaba is a very good platform. There's a lot of traffic. So it's a big marketplace. A lot of people, when they source, they'll go to Alibaba. From there, they find out about our company. You see, I purposely put this PowerPoint slide because you see the Malaysian flag is much bigger than the Magix flag. This is what we experienced when there's some customer that informed me that first thing they realize is that among the country listed on Alibaba, you see all the flag are red flags, the China flags. And then out of nowhere, they see a different flag, a Malaysian flag, which is also look like a USA flags. And also, to them, to the Middle Eastern, they feel that Malaysia is a Muslim country. To USA, they think we are a small country. They themselves told me, Malaysia is a small country. So the risk of Trump having anything to do with Malaysia is much less. So they would like to have a longer, good working relationship with Magix because we are located in Malaysia. Countries you see, China, Vietnam, country like that, Mexico, you think that they attract too much attention. Malaysia is in a very good position that we do not attract too much attraction from Trumps especially. And then we are small, and then we are neither here or there. You know? So, and then the thing is that when we do our branding now, we will always emphasize that we are Malaysia. The risk of having any trade conflicts is relatively very, very small. Next. Okay, one more thing before that. Another good thing they like Malaysia is that our food, our mosque, that especially is from the Middle Eastern. They said they like to come to Malaysia because we do not impose any visa, and then they can go pray anytime because our mosque is everywhere. And then the food, they feel very safe because that everywhere they can find halal food. Even in the hotel, they can find halal food. If they go to China, they know that even in the hotel, there's no halal food in the hotel. That's from the Middle Eastern side. From the USA side, they feel that Malaysia is safe because they eat anything. They like Chinese food. So I can bring them to Chinese food. Okay, and then that's the rosy part of it. Okay, the 0 to 100,000 to 9 million within the 2 years is the rosy side of the export business. Okay, now about the challenges. Before we started doing export, the most main issues that we face is, for example, forex, logistic. That's the two main ones. If you are SME, I think if you try to do export, and then if your customer want to pay you in US dollar, you have difficulty. Because the bank will say that, no, you have to have a USD account to receive US dollar. But then, if you are not exporting, they won't allow you to open the US dollar account. So it's a egg and chicken story, is it? But when you're on E-Trade and on Alibaba, the platform itself has a virtual account where you can receive US dollar. And then I believe any one of you that used to go overseas, if you want to change any foreign currency, especially US dollar, I think you'll go to MATRADE, right? You won't go to the bank, right? Why? Because the spread is very small. If you're using those platforms, like for example Alibaba, the spread, the exchange rate is almost the same with the money changer, not like the bank. If you're like the bank, it's about 2%. When you receive US dollar, I think 2% will be lost through the banks. Okay, logistic. If you are not exporting, if you go to any forwarder, I think they won't even entertain you to give you a rates. But then, because of Alibaba, everything is online. Even the rates for logistic, for FCL or loose container loads is online. So you can check there and reply to your customer almost immediately. And then another challenge is the e-commerce export culture. Nowadays, they don't wait for you to email them. They want immediate answer. Okay, then there will be the time zone difference. They will communicate with you using Alibaba, using WhatsApp, using emails, using phone, everything. And then 24 hours, I think only day that I can really relax is Saturday, because Saturday almost everyone is off. It's not working. But Sunday, the Middle Eastern is awake. They are working on Sunday. And then during the nights, the US market, they are working. So they contact me almost 24 hours 7. Other than that, another reason is that from other countries like Europe or US, they like to deal with us because we use WhatsApp. Because they can't use WeChat. So there's 101 reason where Malaysia can export. The only thing is that whether we believe in ourselves. Okay, the other internal matter I'm going to skip, because I left 1 minute. That will be the internal part of it, our production and all that. When you do export, a lot of things you have to reconfigure whether your staff or your machineries or whether to add and all that. Next. Okay, finally, the time to export is now. That's MATRADE. Okay, with that, then you have to borrow from Alibaba. If not now, when? If not me, who? So for that, I end my sharing. Thank you.
Okay, since maybe, I think Mr. Francis just mentioned about the challenges just now, but then Haji Nordin, Ms. Amuta, I think your presentation is talking about all like a smooth sailing kind of thing. Maybe you can share your journey also talking about the lower side of it, talking about the mistakes, the challenges that you also faced during your e-commerce journey.
Okay, although we succeed in e-commerce, most probably on export, there is also the negative point of this transaction. Most probably when you do transaction, we face something like we think we through the banking, because we are from Perlis, you know, because there is nobody doing business exporting from Perlis to overseas. So we have to go down to Butterworth, whereby the banking is familiar with export. That is what our negative point. And then we have to spend a few 1-2 days before our shipping be on board. So, and another thing is when we receive LC, from that LC, we refer back to those bankers and the seniors, so that we don't make any mistake, because in the LCs mentioned that sometime within 3 days there is a discrepancy that charging on you, even the bankers also. So bankers also using third parties when you claim for that. Because now we learned about that, and then from there we improve ourselves to the prime bank. Nowadays we are on corporate banking, and OCBC Bank is prime bank. So for us, we have a US dollar account, RMB account, and also Malaysian ringgit. We learn from that. That is our challenges. And then how about my...
Continue after this. Shafiq, your floor.
Thank you. Sorry to cut you off. Sorry about that. Assalamualaikum and good afternoon. My name is Shafiq Saiful Aznir, and I'm the co-founder of Pantun Pins. Today I'll be talking about how Shopify facilitates cross-border e-commerce. So while my esteemed cohort here has mostly spoken about Alibaba, Shopify has actually been the platform that has worked best for us. So to start off with, an introduction to Pantun Pins. So Pantun Pins is a fashion accessory brand, mostly focusing on enamel pins. It was founded by 4 of us back in 2016, so we've only been running for about 3 years. Our pins mostly celebrate Asian and Malaysian culture, because we thought instead of just selling and designing generic pins, we wanted to do something that kind of contributes back to our identity. Our pins have been said to be quite nostalgic and fun, and I think that's why people connect to our brand so much. We have stockists all across Malaysia, but our main focus is really our online store, because that's where we can connect to our global audience. So why pins? So back in 2015, I don't know if you're aware, but there was like a pin revival or a pin renaissance. So that's when pins started becoming a trendy thing, especially amongst the millennials. So being a millennial myself, you know, me and my friends got together, and we all come from a fashion background. And we saw this gap in the market where no one was doing it in Malaysia or even Asia. And so we thought, hey, why don't we do something here? Obviously, pins are small, solid, and versatile. Versatile meaning that anyone can use it in terms of if you're a male or female, doesn't matter. There are no sizes. You can put it on your shirt, you can put it on your bag, pretty much anywhere. Also, there were, as we said before, there was a gap, so there were low barriers to entry. There was basically no competition. So we saw that opportunity and immediately went for it. We started it as a fun side project, and thankfully we didn't expect such a good response to it, and now we're running it as a full-scale business. So why e-commerce? Well, the most obvious one is low startup costs, right? So instead of probably starting up our own store, brick and mortar, we decided to just go online. It's also a direct-to-consumer model because it's very brand-focused, right? We do also do wholesale here and there, but our focus is really on this direct-to-consumer. And our online store also allows us to tap into the whole global market. So as I said before, our pins are really revolve around Malaysian and Asian culture. So you have all these Malaysians who are studying abroad, living abroad, and also other Asians who like our brand and can easily obtain our pins from our website. Why Shopify? This is actually the main thing I'd say to people when they ask me why I chose Shopify is it has the most user-friendly backend system. I've used many other online commerce platforms. I think Shopify is really a no-brainer. You don't need much experience. It's very easy to use. Complete customization. So being on Shopify, you can customize everything from your background, your color scheme, how it looks, how it feels. So that's really important when you're running your own brand and you want your website to convey the right brand identity. Shopify apps is also brilliant. So there's an app marketplace for Shopify where you can add on certain features or functions that doesn't come with your normal Shopify package. So you have tools for marketing, cross-border. So for example, you can get a currency converter that will automatically convert the currency to your customer's country. Social media integration. So social media is really important for us because being a brand, we have to market ourselves mainly on our social media because that's how we reach to our audience. And Shopify integrates well with Facebook and Instagram because you can have functions such as when you come up with a new product, load it up onto Shopify, you can have the AI blast out this new product to your Facebook and Instagram channels. The Shopify mobile app is also great because basically I can run my business from anywhere. So I could be traveling and just use the Shopify app on my iPhone and just fulfill orders and whatnot on the app. If you have a Shopify subscription, you also get access to the Shopify POS software, meaning it's a second software that you run on your iPad or iPhone, and you can use it at, for example, if you go to an international trade show, or you have a pop-up at a market overseas, that Shopify POS will integrate with your current Shopify system and have all your inventory there, so everything syncs and integrates very smoothly. The content delivery network is also great, so that means that whenever anyone from around the world accesses your store, it will download your website from the closest server to them. So therefore, instead of hosting your website in Malaysia, Shopify will blast out your site all around the world. So no matter where you are in the world, everyone will access your website really quickly. And that's really important when you have your own website. You know, the loading time is a big factor. When someone loads up your site, you don't want them to be waiting more than 5 to 10 seconds. Another great factor in choosing Shopify is that it integrates with our fulfillment service, Tresgo. They're a great fulfillment service. If you guys haven't looked them up, they specialize in SMEs. So downsides is that Shopify is actually more expensive than a lot of the other alternatives. But for us, it does work well. So, I do suggest you try the trial. If it doesn't work for you, then fine. But I find that for most people, it does do really well. Another downside is that there's no existing audience, meaning, unlike other platforms like Shopee or Lazada, where you already have so many people going on there, you have to market your own audience. You have to put in that extra effort. And also the apps that I mentioned before, they're really good, but every app comes with a cost. So you do end up being quite dependent on them. And they might be quite straining in the end, so it really depends. So great thing about Shopify as well is that it gives you a lot of customer data and analytics. So what's important here is, from from the very beginning, we've always paid attention to the numbers, to the sales, and we see what works better than others, and we'll always take this into consideration for future collections. So always utilize the data and the analytics. I think that's really important. And always make decisions based on data, not, because when we started the brand, we only started with what we liked, right? But as we grew and scaled, we really had to take this data into account. Lessons learned. So minimize risk. Don't start too big. Start small. Start with what you're confident with. Do your research. Know your audience. So we were quite confident with who we were selling to. We were basically selling to ourselves and our friends, and it just grew from there. So know your audience, and from knowing your audience, you'll know how to market your product. Communication is key. So we send newsletters every week or every 2 weeks to our customers to always remind them that we're here, to tell them of new promotions, new products. Social media, as I mentioned before, is also a big tool for us. And just to reiterate, always use the data to keep improving. And thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you, Shafiq. I wanted to just continue with the question just now. Maybe Ms. Omuta, you want to add?
Yeah, as what your question is, it's not easy and it's not difficult. Like what I went through was like the uploading of those pictures, right? So if you don't upload the proper, clearer picture, they got a pixel, which I don't know all those things when at the very beginning. So I took my time to learn how to fix this upload, because for a few months when I get my E-Trade, so excited, I got the business. I mean, I got the Alibaba.com, but I don't know how to upload. Okay, this is one of my problems. And I took the initiative to go and learn. So once I start doing that, for 7-8 months, no lead, no nothing. I said, why nothing? Right? So it's not easy. Why I don't have the lead, there's no inquiry? Because I didn't set up the target audience, where I want to do, what I want to do, what are the keywords that I need to do, see? So these are the difficulties that I went through. I didn't set up, I don't even know there is buttons there that I can go and put my target audience, what I want to do. So this is one of the difficulties. And of course, the other thing is your payment, your Incoterms, right? Even we know we have to polish it up back again when there's an inquiry. Like very beginning, I have an inquiry to send the product to US. People say I can't send. So I just let it go like that, see, because I didn't know that. But as we go on board and we learn, I used to attend all the programs from MDAG and MATRADE, so I know how to do things. I learn and I start doing it after 1 year, not immediately, right? So the key factor is I don't give up. I still go and learn. I don't know, I ask my friends how to do it. So in Alibaba.com, I think it's from A to Z, everything is there. It's just that we need to go and mingle in the platform, right? So that is one of my difficulties that I went through. And of course, those uploading part is not that easy. You have to put your keyword, so that is another difficult part that I went through, because I'm not a IT person. So I went and learned, and it took a few months. And I start getting small orders throughout the year. I didn't get towards the end. Then I start, because I think for the first few months I start learning and improvise myself. Okay.
Thank you. Mr. Francis, you have anything to add? Any challenges that you faced at the beginning part?
The most difficult one was before Alibaba. I said just now, the Forex and the logistics, where we are unable to get the rates, the freight rates to send the LCL especially, because most forwarders are not too keen to quote, and then especially if you do not export before. But luckily through the E-Trade system and then onboarded to Alibaba and all that, the rates is available on the platform. So that takes care of the Forex and the logistic part of it. And then the rest, I think other more difficult one will be internally your own company, the setup itself. the production, the machineries, the human resource, that you will have to configure again, reconfigure again, because even though I did not mention what is my sales figure for domestic and export, the jump in export is really amazing. And then it's really much more than what we anticipated. So that, and then that itself is really difficult. I think last year, we have, about 2-3 months where the director do not get paid, because we had to buy the machine in first before we can get financing and all that. So that's some of the challenges that we meet, because the inquiry is really tremendous, a lot, much beyond our imagination. So that's things that you will definitely encounter when you do export, because export market, they are not telling you that they want to buy 1 carton or 2 carton. They are buying in terms of 1 40-footer container or 20-footer container. That will be about 1,000 boxes just because of 1 customer, and not even 3 or 4 customers from different countries. So those are the challenges that we met last year. So this year things sort of stabilized, but then there's still a lot of things that we need to improve on.
Okay. About Shafiq, do you have anything to share about your challenges?
Yeah, so I think one main challenge for us as we were starting up is when we first started, we were just fulfilling orders ourselves, both domestic and international. But as we were scaling, we couldn't cope with the amount of orders. So we, instead of actually hiring more staff to do that, I mentioned a fulfillment service called Trestro just now, and they were godsend, because all we did was we started working with them. We stored all our inventory at their warehouse, and from then on, they'll just take care of all the fulfillment for us. And that's a big headache off our minds, basically. Yeah.
It's a problem, but it's a good problem.
Yes, it's a good problem, yes. Yeah.
Okay, as I promised just now, I would like to open the question to the floor. You just go to your nearest mic, just introduce yourself and ask any question to our panelists today. Please. Oh, semua sudah mau balik. Yeah, it's about 4:30. No question from the floor, eh? Okay, please.
Hello, Assalamualaikum. My name is Khadijah from Aliska Innovations from Berhad. I would like to ask a question regarding to how you handle the logistic in the beginning. For example, like it's different procedure when you have to export. Like you got the online buyer, they want to order 1 or 2 bottles, for example, from your product, compared to you have to export 1 container or 2 container. So how you handle that kind of things in the beginning? Of course, the procedure is different. So
you're talking about.
So I want to know how you do that to handle the logistics. For example, for shippings, delivery, all those kind of things.
Okay, I think all of you have that experience, right? Maybe from everyone, share.
Okay, first of all, I got actually I attend most probably MATRADE session on how to go for export. I learned from MATRADE Penang, and then from there I got some information how to do export, and then I learned through internet, and then from there I do like we said try and error. Okay, what I did the best is I asking some of those people who already did the export, and then I asking for FMM also, how to manage to make COO, and then today I managed within 1 day, I can manage to handle everything. Actually, Alibaba provide a logistic partner for us. I think there will be no problem already for us. It's the best from Alibaba platform. And we just handle the documentation only. Documentation and then the approval and submission to the bankers. That's all.
Okay, maybe I got some little experience on this import and export, so it was not so difficult for me. But anyway, as what Tuan Haji said, Alibaba have provided the logistic partner for us. So Transcargo, normally when we get the online inquiry, before we reply to them, what I'll do, I'll quickly email to them. Within a few hours, normally office hours, they will reply us. This depends, right? So we get the quotation and we will put it this is our quotation, this is a CIF price, this is FOB price. It's very simple, very straightforward, because they provide you one easy tablet, right? You just have to do it. And once, let's say you confirm the order, and I think Transcargo normally will advise us what are the documents we need, right? This is one of the logistic partner with Alibaba who have work together with us, educate us, because we are not always in this line, you see, we don't know what are the documents they need in the receiving country. So normally they will advise us before we do the shipment. So it's quite easy in Alibaba.com.
Okay, like I mentioned just now, logistic. The first part will be the rates. I think most of the rates you can get it online on the Alibaba platform itself, especially loose container loads. Loose container loads is where it's very extremely difficult for forwarders to quote you because most of them are very reluctant to do LCL. But I think maybe because Alibaba forced the logistic partner to offer this service to the members on Alibaba. That's why on the LCL rates itself is already on the platforms. Let's say, for example, you want to export to Jebel Ali, you just key Jebel Ali and then you just key in how many CBM or how many kilos, the measurements for your cargo, and then the rate is there. For FCL, full container loads, you can direct contact with the panel under Alibaba, like Transcargo, and then I think there's another one or two. You can contact them, they will definitely respond to you within the same day. You can either, I used to just WhatsApp them, because sometimes when the customer, at night when they send me an inquiry, I'll just WhatsApp them. And then I will ask them to just WhatsApp me. Do not need to wait for official email, just WhatsApp me first, because this is just the quotation stage. You need to respond to the inquiry. So rather than you wait for the next 2-3 days, because those customers that go on Alibaba, I think is much different from those customers that will email you, because I think when they go on Alibaba, they expect you to give them immediate answer, whether it's the packaging or the shipping, the rates or the shipping, the sailing time, how many days for, there's a customer that asked me, how many days for me to sail my cargo from Pok Klang to Jebel Ali or something like that. So those kind of things, you can get those information either on the site or through the panel logistics from Alibaba. So that's answered the question, right?
Okay. All right, Shak, anything? Because yours is slightly different than the rest.
Yeah, exactly.
So maybe you can share yours.
Yeah, so again, just adding on to what I said before, we had to make a decision whether we wanted to hire staff just to fulfill our orders or go with a third-party fulfillment service. And the costing that we did, it was much cheaper to just hire, to work with the fulfillment service and get them to do everything for us. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Is there one more question I can allow? Because I think we are actually beyond the time we promised to complete. Okay, just one. This one? Okay. Oh, now two, isn't it? Okay, 1 and 2, that's it. Okay, please.
My name is Irene. I'm from Dex Nutrition in Berhad. We are a very new company. We're going to launch it in 3 months' time. We are the first plant protein powder that's going to launch in Asia Pacific. Total plant. I want to know, since your company has been very successful in the e-commerce trade, company like us that haven't started anything, what are your advice to find clientele, and where you find the clientele, through what channel that you find it, and also did you do a lot of advertisement through Facebook, Instagram, and other channels? Does that advertisement cost it up to your expenses to expand your current business? Thank you.
I open to any one of you who have the same experience, looking for buyers, advertising. how did you do? How do you find your buyers? How do you advertise?
Okay, to answer your question, the first one, how to find your buyer. Okay, it's depend on your product and which market suits your product. Okay, from there you can choose your platform. Are you going to go for B2B or B2C? Like if you want to go overseas B2C, let's say if your food product, I think you should have your check on the food regulations on each country, right? And of course, again, you have to check which platform you're going to onboard, because not all the platform will suits you. And the second one, for my own experience, I don't advertise, okay? I don't advertise anything.
How do you promote online your product?
Okay, I have my Facebook 5,000 followers. I'll ask them to share, and also in Insta. And in Alibaba.com, I think most of the promotions like Super September, July, all those things I normally take part, and they drive the traffic in. And compared to before, I think now I've improved my mini site on Alibaba.com, and a lot of inquiries comes in. So I think I don't have time to advertise actually. the traffic comes in, and it's quite busy to even to reply them. It's depend on which platform you want to onboard according to your item.
Okay. Haji nak add, you want to add, Henu?
If you want my advice, I think the first thing, if you have not, the company is not established and then you're still very new, I think the first thing you have to do is to ask advice from MATRADE and then go through their workshops, seminars and all that to find out more about the exports, the documentation, the processes and all that. And then just like Amuta, I have never pay any advertisement. I'm just on Alibaba because Alibaba is just a very big marketplace where everyone looking for anything will be on Alibaba, I believe. So if you think that I'm doing good on Alibaba, I think you can too. But that's what my advice. Thank you.
Shaq, want to add?
Yes. Okay, so conversely, if you're not going onto a platform with already a big audience like Alibaba and you want to do your own thing, your own branded products, then for us, social media marketing worked really well. At the start, we were running ads every day, 365 days in a year actually, and we started small, so I think we spent about 25 ringgit a day. And we definitely got the response we were looking for. There was immediately an increase in our website traffic, and I would say our sales did justify our ad spend. But it is a really tricky thing to go through, so you should do a lot of research into it, do a few tests, see what works, what sort of ads work. Because it's a really useful tool, this Facebook and Instagram advertising, in terms of finding the right target market. So if we talk about plant protein, you're probably looking for people interested in health, lifestyle. So yeah, that targeting is really important.
Okay. Haji, nak tambah?
Okay, in this case for me, I do more on sourcing, on data, on big data, on Alibaba, and today also I find out that Trade India also have the big data of 56 million buyers and a trader. Also, Alibaba also, they have millions of traders and buyers online. The way you create and create this, your tagline, not tagline, your keyword, so that it match up with what you are looking for. Even you are looking for buyers or you are looking for traders, I think you have to do some research, and then you have to spend much of the time. For me, I spent 800 hours actually to be online last year. Then only I'm familiar with that platform very well. That's all.
Okay. Basically, there is no shortcut. Still, you have to learn because these are all new technologies. But the resources are out there. Yeah? Final question just now, West, Madam? Similar? Okay, all right. Okay, I think we are about to close this session. I hope, with the sharing from the panelists that we have today, will give you some inspiration about going into e-commerce. But as I mentioned just now, it's not something that is a shortcut way. But do let us know, because we have a program known as e-trade, where we assist Malaysian companies to go into cross-border e-commerce. At the moment, we have 20 different e-marketplaces, which in this program, whereby we assist you not only to pay for the listing fee, but also the most important part of it is on the training of how to use that each e-marketplaces. So during that 1 year period, I'm sure you, as long as you put the effort, the time to learn from the expert in that each e-marketplaces, I'm sure you will learn a lot. Even if you don't get orders also, at least you get the knowledge about going into e-commerce. I think all of them also go through the same process. There's no shortcut, something that you will have to learn either by yourself or through asking question to the right person. Feel free to get in touch with our panelists, yeah, with all their experience, tap their knowledge on this one and ask question, specific question. I hope you don't mind, yes. All these things. Okay, I think before I end, then I would like to record our sincerest appreciation to our panelists. Can we give a round of applause to all our panelists here? And we hope to see you again in other sessions sometime in future. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Encik Hadi and fellow panelists, for the interesting session. Kindly remain on stage for presentation of Certificate of Appreciation. To present the certificates, please welcome to the stage Yang Berusaha Puan Syari Matun Mat Saleh, Deputy CEO of MATRADE. For the first recipient, Tuan Haji Muhammad Nordin Jafri. For our second recipient, Ms. Amuta Subramaniam. For our third recipient, Mr. Francis Ng. And lastly, our fourth recipient, Mr. Shafiq Saiful Aznir. Before we end the program, let's have a group photo with Puan Syari Matun and Encik Hadi with the fellow panelists. Thank you, Puan Syari, Encik Hadi, and to our fellow panelists. Ladies and gentlemen, we hope today's session have been fruitful and beneficial to all of you. Thank you so much for coming, and we hope to see all of you again soon.